Hello everybody. I was asked to make a quick video about this question here. Speeds of 24 motorists ticket for exceeding the 60 kilometers per hour limit are listed below. So this is how fast they were going. And it says construct a frequency distribution table for these data. Now, if you're going to do that by hand, this is what you'd have to do. You'd have to figure out what your range was going to be, how many range points that you want. And technically to do that, what you would generally do is take the highest and the lowest and divide it by the number that you want. But usually you're going to want to have them in either fives or tens because that's just easier to group your data in intervals of 5 or 10. Anyway, that's if you wanted to do this by hand. I have no ambition to do that by hand, so I'm going to let the spreadsheet do it for me. So if you take a look, I've entered my data set right here, and I'm just going to highlight all my data set and do a chart for it. So we're going to go Insert, Chart, and it comes up as a histogram already. Now this isn't technically what I want. It's got really weird endpoints for our histogram. And like I said, I kind of want it in groups of 5. So we have to go over here to Customize and go down to not Series. Maybe it's just in it's just in Histogram. Where it says Bucket Size. Bucket Size is your interval. So we're going to go here and say we're going to give it a bucket size of 5. So now there's our histogram of the data set. And that's also usually we use a frequency table to make a histogram. Now we're going to use the histogram to make the frequency table. So if we take a look at our frequency here, it looks like that from 65 to 70 is 2. And then 70 to 75 is 6. And then 9. Then 4, 0, 2, and 1. So we've got that organized, and now we want to make a that's our frequency distribution table. We've got the histogram. Now we have to do a frequency polygon. So here's what you're going to have to do a frequency polygon. A frequency polygon is, if we take a look at chart, actually I'm going to do this part first. What you're going to have to do is calculate the mid-range. So we're going to go equals 65 plus 69, 65 plus 69, that should have been in brackets, divided by 2, is going to give us the middle of that range at 67. And then it's going up, our bucket size was 5, so we're going to go up by 5. So in this one, I'm going to put equals the previous cell plus 5. And then we can just take the corner of that and drag it down so it does all of it. Now I'm going to go one step further here, just because when we're doing our frequency polygon, I actually need to put the range before it and the range after it. So here, if we just take a look at our step back, we can insert 62 there because I need that one there. And a frequency polygon always starts at 0 and stops at 0. And you'll see what this looks like right now. So I'm going to highlight those and go Insert Chart. And it gives us a bar graph to start with. When you go over here, you want to pick this thing right here, Stacked Area Chart. This is your frequency polygon. Now, normally you see a frequency polygon graphed on top of a histogram, but I can't find a way to do that here. So normally this would just be superimposed right on top of here so that each of these points is the middle of a bar. But we'll leave it at that for right now. Okay. Now the next thing it says, construct a cumulative frequency diagram. So we need to come up with the cumulative frequency here. So this one starts here. So we're just going to put that equals this cell. And then this cell is going to equal this cell plus the one that came before it. So that's going to equal this cell plus the cell that came before it. And I can do either one of these. and then pull this down. Now we can see that it's going up every time, and if you want to just double check, 2 plus 6 is 8, 6 plus 9 is 17, and so on and so forth. 17 plus 4 is 21, 21 plus 0 is 21, etc., etc. So now to make our cumulative frequency, we have to do a separate chart. So I'm going to copy this down to here, and then I'm going to copy this and paste it here, but we have to do paste special because we just want the cells only. I don't want any of the calculations. So we're going to go down paste special values only, and that's what it looks like. And now we're going to do this and go insert chart. And it chose to give me a pie chart for some unknown reason. So we're going to switch it up and do a cumulative frequency graph. For that one. Yeah. And you can put all your labels on it if you want. I'm not going to bother doing that right now. So now that we have all of these things, it says how many of the motorists exceeded the speed limit by 15 kilometers or less. So 15 kilometers or less, we have to take a look at what our frequencies are. The speed limit was 60, so we're looking at 65 or greater or smaller. So 65 or smaller, there wasn't anybody. We don't have anybody on the table for that. So the answer for that would be 0. And how many exceeded the speed limit by over 20 kilometers an hour? So over 20 kilometers an hour would be 80 or more. So that would be these 3 columns. Those are all the people who were 80 or more. So you just have to add these up. 4, 6, 7. So the answer to this here is 7. So let's put those answers in there. The answer here to this one was none. There was nobody that was 15 kilometers or less. Oh, wait a minute, 15 kilometers or less. So anything under 75, I don't know what I was looking at. I was thinking 5, not 15. So anything under 75. So anything under 75 are the first 2. So that's going to be 8. 8. And this one down here was these 3 that were 20 kilometers over, so 80 or greater. So, sorry, these 4. So 4, 6, 7. So 7. Okay, I hope that helps.